Yeah, it's a spell. Yeah, I mean, one of the areas of my talks is breaking a spell, and the key point I want to make here is it's not so much the reality. It's how we perceive reality. That's the interface that they want to manipulate. I mean, we live in an infinite reality, but what they want to do is so program the receiver-transmitter that reads reality in this five-sense world.
That it's blind.
So that it reads reality to fit their agenda. It's not reality. It's the way we read it they want to manipulate. And basically, you can have a hypnotist on a stage, and he'll get someone to eat an apple, eat a potato, but taste an apple. And all he's doing is putting a belief, a program, a software into the brain so that when the electrical signal from the tongue with the information about the potato hits the brain, it doesn't read it as a potato. It reads it as an apple, which is what it has been programmed to do. It's breaking into that decoding system of the brain, and they're doing that, Alex, on multiple levels.
And that's what the New World Order is a mass hypnotist, as you're saying. And more I realize the cops, the government people, the New World Order people, you talk to a lot of them, and they are some of the blindest folks out there, and they're obsessive compulsive. They're obsessed with, like you said, hierarchical systems, and they are completely reduced down to almost nothing, only getting that tiny bit of not even small spectrum of reality, false reality, fed into them, and then they arrange themselves in guilds. They're the delusional crazy people, because to me, crazy is denying what the full spectrum of reality is, telling us we're crazy, and they arrange themselves together above us.
That is a very, very important point, because what happens is that these training programs for people in uniform, for government administrators, and all the people that administer or law enforce the system, these training programs are designed to program these people to read reality as the system wants, which is to read the system's version of reality. There's an organization in this country, I'm sure you'll know of a number in America, called Common Purpose. Common Purpose started out with a person who worked from the office of the Deputy Prime Minister under Tony Blair.
It's the local non-governmental, and then the government gives them all the power, and it really is the government to run every county, every city, yeah.
Yeah, what they're doing, what Common Purpose are doing, and Common Purpose means common reality. Common Purpose are going around and local government, police, health services, all these institutions of the state are sending their people to these training programs at vast expense to the taxpayer to be programmed through classic mind manipulation techniques that they use and group intimidation techniques to get people to see reality in a common way. That's what it's really about. And then they go back and they run their councils and the police and everything else in ways that to anyone who's conscious, it's like you were talking about earlier in the supermarket, anyone who's conscious is looking at this and going, what possibly is going on in your head that you can see this situation is justified? But they do, because that's the way they're reading reality. They're automatons, and that's what these training programs are there to do. And these hypnotic techniques, much more advanced than you see in the stage shows, are what these people are trained to do.
Well, let me expand on that.
These people.
Let me expand, and we're going to go to calls. They have made it now where the police follow ridiculous orders and enforce it on the people to set the precedent, where then the craziness of cops, because an ambulance doesn't run, I mean there's video of a cop car at 100 miles an hour flies up behind an ambulance. The ambulance doesn't even know it's there. It goes around the ambulance, then pulls the ambulance over and beats the guy up, and the cops then go to charge the guy they beat up on video who didn't touch him. And then the cops think that's normal now, that when they beat you up, they charge you. It's a cult, like O'Brien's torturing Winston in 1984, and he says we're the priest of power. It's just raw reptilian exercise And then now the CPS is grabbing everybody's kids for no reason and saying, you can't raise your voice. They are the cult, and they're giving new download programs every week now to their minions in the sensitivity training to get crazier and crazier, ramping up towards some horrible future, some horrid mass culling telling us torturing people's good.
See, the point is here that we can talk about robots being made in the future and all the rest of it, but you take consciousness out of the human body and all you're left with is a biological computer, in effect a robot. And what they're doing is taking consciousness out through their manipulation techniques and leaving what is left, which is just a computer system. And what can you do with a computer system? You can program it to do whatever you like. So the whole process is make people unconscious and then program the reality of the computer that's left. And that's why, anyone with consciousness looks at these people and goes, this is just outrageous. They can't see it any more than the computer in front of me would think it's outrageous for me to make it do something.
And the establishment tests its biological androids. They're testing the police to say, okay, beat up ambulance drivers for no reason. Okay, taser somebody because they don't sign the ticket. And then next, they'll do something even more outrageous. Can someone fully lose consciousness? From the Christian perspective that I see it, that lose the soul, the ultimate sin, harden the heart, go so far that they become pure biological android vessels of the Hive program system.
Well, yes, because, everything's one consciousness, and you can't lose a connection to higher consciousness. What you can lose is an awareness of it. And then without that awareness, you act in the sense of the awareness that you're left with, which is a limited awareness that has a completely different perception of reality to what it would have if it was in its full level of awareness, which is what I call consciousness.
So they're damned. I mean,
well, the thing
that'd be like if there was a dome city, hypothetically, 2 miles under my feet. I don't know it's there, therefore it doesn't exist.
Yeah, the thing is that in an ideal world, you've got consciousness having an experience through the physical body. So you're in this world and you're of it, or not of it, and the computer system and the mind, the interface is fine. It's the means through which, like this computer in front of me, allows me to experience the collective reality we call the internet. The key is when consciousness is kept out, and what's left is the computer, because then the computer is deciding where you go on the internet and what you think of it and how you act on it, not the person on the keyboard. And that's what these people are.
Incredible. David's agreed to go 5-10 minutes into overdrive. We're going to come back in the final segment, and then in the overdrive, we'll take the rest of the calls as well. Just mind-blowing, because as I research this, I'm finding out he's right.